Minister, or at least I'd say, Ceann Comhairle, if Housing for All was a Leave Cert subject, Minister O'Brien would fail. Housing for All, the opening statement, is access to a quality home to purchase or rent at an affordable price, built to a high standard, offering a high quality of life. And this would be achieved in 4 ways: supporting home ownership and increasing affordability. He failed. 2, eradicating homelessness, increasing social housing delivery and supporting social inclusion. He failed miserably. 3, increasing new housing supply. He forgot to say for cuckoo funds mainly. And 4, addressing housing vacancy and efficiency in current housing stock. Seriously. An unenforceable 30-day occupancy rule which will cost more to police than it will yield. And in the midst of a housing crisis, whose actually government now recognises the housing as in crisis, it's beyond belief that the government would then come along and decide to apply a 10% levy on concrete blocks. That levy, I would ask if the Minister could clarify, is before VAT, including VAT, or plus VAT, because that will make it dearer again. And the housing crisis is caused mainly by one problem, and we have a lack of supply, and has been worsened by a variety of government actions by successive governments over many years. The imposition of extra taxes and charges, the implementation of planning requirements which have no basis in law, the adoption of county development plans that do not suit the needs of the areas which they are developed to serve. Judging by some recent stories about where people are being accommodated and newly released homelessness figures, it's clear that we do not have the suitable resources available to cater for the numbers of people in need of accommodation. And the fact that the numbers are increasing day on day is the sign of failure by government to deal with housing in a positive, effective way. They're not numbers, Las Ceann Comhairle. They're people, they're children, they're parents and their grandparents. And in a situation where we have a lack of supply, you'd think that the government would be taking measures to reduce the cost of building a house, refusing to remove excise on fuel, instead increasing your tax take by upping carbon tax and then taxing the tax. You have made it more expensive to run every vehicle that is needed in the process of building a house. That includes the on-site machinery, but also every vehicle used in the transportation of goods and materials to that building site. All of these costs will be shouldered by the end buyer of the house, or in the case of someone building their own. It may put such ambition beyond the reach of many, or by the taxpayer footing the almost £1 billion rental assistance being paid out, and that includes HAP. Through VAT, the government makes auctioneers and solicitors' fees 23% more expensive. The architects' fees will be 23% more expensive. There will be VAT charged on mortgage services. Most of the materials are already 23% more expensive due to VAT. And now this concrete levy we don't know whether it will be 10% plus VAT, including VAT, or what. Will the levy be applied, Minister? That needs to be clarified, inclusive of VAT or plus VAT. Are we taxing the tax continuously? It's unbelievable that in the middle of possibly the worst housing crisis in the history of the state, that this government has not considered measures rolled out across Europe to have new bills at the zero VAT rate. If they really want one big idea in which to help with building supply to cure homelessness once and for all, they might consider zero VAT rate on new bills. Housing for All, how are you? Thanks, Las Ceann Comhairle.